Have you ever found yourself caught in a web of blame where someone else's mistakes somehow become your fault? It starts small, maybe with a little excuse or a quick deflection, but before you know it, you're the one carrying the weight of their errors. It's frustrating, draining, and most of all, unfair. But here's the secret. You don't have to stand for it. Blame shifting is a game that thrives on your passivity. But when you recognize it, you can turn the tables. You are in charge of your own tranquility. The Stoics teach us that our reactions are in our control, and no one, absolutely no one, should make us feel guilty for their actions. So are you ready to take back control? Let's dive into how to recognize, confront, and counter blame shifting so you can reclaim your power and start living with unshakable confidence. Your peace, your rules. Let's make it happen. 1. Gaslighting to undermine your reality. Gaslighting is a sinister tactic designed to make you question your perception of reality. Evil individuals use it to manipulate and control you by creating confusion and self-doubt. For instance, imagine confronting someone about their lies, only for them to deny everything, claiming that never happened, or you're imagining things. Over time, you begin doubting your memory and judgment, which gives them control. Gaslighting often starts subtly but escalates. A friend might dismiss your concerns as overreactions, or a partner might rewrite the past to suit their narrative. Their ultimate goal is to make you dependent on their version of reality, stripping you of confidence and autonomy. How to counter it? Keep a written record of events and conversations. Trust your intuition and seek validation from trusted people who know the truth. As Stoics advise, focus on what you can control, your mind. Marcus Aurelius famously stated, "I will gladly change if someone can prove me wrong." Make use of this knowledge to stay rooted in reality rather than feelings. Refuse to engage in endless debates about their distortions. Instead, stand firm in your knowledge and detach from their manipulative web. 2. Playing the victim to gain sympathy. When manipulative individuals are exposed, they often play the victim to divert attention and gain sympathy. This tactic is a calculated move to shift focus from their wrongdoings to their suffering. For example, a friend caught gossiping might tearfully claim they were pressured into it or misunderstood, making you question whether you're being too harsh. This behavior works because it exploits your empathy. By portraying themselves as vulnerable, they hope to disarm you and avoid accountability. They may exaggerate their struggles, blame others for their actions, or even accuse you of being the aggressor. Their ultimate goal is to make you feel guilty for standing up to them. How to counter it? Stay focused on the facts and don't let their emotional appeals cloud your judgment. Acknowledge their feelings, but remain firm about the issue at hand. Stoicism teaches us to act with reason, not emotion. Seneca advised, "Pity is a failing of the mind." Protect your boundaries while practicing compassion wisely. Remember, holding someone accountable is not unkind. It's necessary for growth, theirs and yours. 3. Using intimidation and fear tactics. When manipulative people feel threatened, they often resort to intimidation to regain control. They use fear as a weapon, employing tactics like threats, aggressive behavior, or subtle insinuations that something bad will happen if you don't comply. For instance, a toxic boss might hint that questioning their authority could jeopardize your career. These tactics are meant to silence you and make you feel powerless. Intimidation doesn't always involve overt aggression. Sometimes it's a quiet but persistent pressure that keeps you on edge. The goal is to erode your confidence and make you second-guess taking a stand. How to counter it? Courage is your greatest ally. Document any threats and seek support from trusted individuals or authorities if necessary. Stay calm and composed, as fear feeds their power. You deprive them of their authority by refusing to be intimidated. Respond with rationality, take calculated actions, and protect yourself. Let your composure remind them that their tactics won't work on you. 4. Smearing your reputation. When exposed, manipulative individuals may attempt to discredit you through a smear campaign. They spread false rumors, twist the truth, and exaggerate your flaws to damage your reputation. For example, a coworker who feels threatened by your success might gossip about your work ethic or personal life to make others view you negatively. This tactic isolates you and makes you question your self-worth. They know that by turning others against you, they can regain control and diminish your credibility. A damaged reputation can make you feel isolated and hesitant to defend yourself. How to counter it? Protect your reputation through consistent actions and integrity. Avoid retaliating with gossip as it only fuels the drama. Focus on building genuine connections with others who can vouch for your character. According to Marcus Aurelius, the best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. Don't let their words overpower your deeds. Over time, the truth will prevail, and their attempts to tarnish your name will backfire. 5. Overcompensating with kindness. Sometimes manipulative people will overcompensate with kindness to confuse and disarm you. They may shower you with compliments, gifts, or acts of service to regain your trust. For instance, a partner who's been caught lying might suddenly become overly attentive and affectionate, making you question whether they're truly manipulative. This tactic creates cognitive dissonance. You start wondering, if they're so kind, could they really have bad intentions? Their strategy relies on making you doubt your instincts and overlook their past behavior. How to counter it? Recognize the pattern and trust your gut. Genuine change is reflected in consistent actions over time, not grand gestures. Observe their behavior without getting swept up in their charm. As Stoics teach, truth prevails through reason. Maintain your boundaries and stay focused on their long-term patterns, not short-term displays of kindness. 6. Isolating you from others. Manipulators often isolate you from your support network to make you more dependent on them. They might spread rumors about your friends, discourage you from seeking advice, or subtly criticize those closest to you. For example, a controlling partner might claim your friends don't have your best interests at heart, making you doubt their loyalty. Isolation creates vulnerability. Without a support system, you're more likely to tolerate mistreatment because you feel you have nowhere else to turn. How to counter it? Strengthen your connections with trusted individuals and communicate openly. Share your experiences with people who can offer perspective and support. Seneca said, "Friendship always benefits, love sometimes injures." Cherish relationships that uplift you and don't let manipulative tactics sever those bonds. By staying connected, you protect yourself from isolation. 7. Exploiting your empathy. Manipulative people often exploit your kindness and empathy to their advantage. They use guilt, pity, or emotional appeals to make you question your boundaries. For instance, a toxic family member might say, "After all I've done for you, this is how you treat me?" This tactic relies on your reluctance to cause harm or conflict. How to counter it? Balance empathy with reason. Set clear boundaries and don't let guilt cloud your judgment. Protect your values by ensuring your compassion doesn't come at the cost of your well-being. Kindness is a strength, but only when applied wisely. 8. They pretend to change. Manipulative individuals often pretend to change to regain control or avoid consequences. They might apologize profusely, promise to do better, or make superficial gestures of improvement. However, their so-called transformation is often short-lived, designed to lower your guard and keep you within their influence. For example, a toxic partner might suddenly become attentive and considerate after an argument, only to revert to their old behavior once they believe you've forgiven them. This tactic creates false hope, making it harder for you to detach. How to counter it? Observe their actions over time. Genuine change is consistent and self-motivated, not a reaction to being exposed. As Stoics advise, examine what is within your power. Focus on their patterns, not their promises, and prioritize your well-being over their empty assurances. 9. Testing your limits. Recognizing manipulative behavior. Some people test your limits to see how much they can get away with. It might start with small lies or harmless-seeming actions to gauge your reactions. Over time, they may escalate their manipulations, pushing you further to see how far they can go. This behavior is often a way to control or influence your decisions without regard for your well-being. How to counter it? The key to handling this is setting firm, non-negotiable boundaries early on. By doing so, you demonstrate self-respect and teach others how to treat you. The Stoics remind us that respecting ourselves means not tolerating disrespect from others. Be clear and assertive, And don't be afraid to walk away from situations where your limits are being tested. Protect your peace and hold true to your values. 10. Shifting the blame. Recognizing avoidance tactics. Shifting the blame is a common tactic used by those who refuse to take responsibility for their actions. Instead of owning up to mistakes, they point fingers at others or external circumstances. This behavior is a form of manipulation that deflects accountability and avoids consequences. How to counter it? When faced with blame shifting, it's important to stay calm and focused. The Stoics teach us to control our reactions and not let others' actions disturb our peace. Acknowledge the situation with clarity and calmly point out the facts without getting defensive. Stand firm in your integrity and never let others make you feel responsible for their mistakes. Encourage open communication, and if needed, distance yourself from individuals who consistently avoid accountability. Now that you've learned how to recognize and counter blame shifting, it's time to take action. Remember, setting firm boundaries is your right and the key to protecting your peace. Don't let anyone make you feel responsible for their mistakes. You have the power to stand strong and move forward with confidence. If this resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with others who need to hear it. Thank you for being part of the Stoic Guide family. Together, we grow stronger.